What's going on? What's going on?
In this moment, yes, I cannot say what's wrong or right. No, it's not hard to fool me. No, 'cause I'm addicted to the good life. Yes. Yeah.
Welcome back.
Either way, I follow. No need to say. No, where we are heading now, babe.
In the chat room,
I follow.
put your
Edge of it all. To the
age,
edge of it
city,
all.
gender. Let's get it. Come on.
Good night. 'Cause I'll buy no matter what. Yeah. Susceptible now. Before the moment flies. Ooh. So tell you good night. 'Cause I'll buy no matter what. Ooh. Susceptible now. Before the moment flies. It's not a problem.
What?
'Cause I know what I'm getting into. Yes. Yeah. And nothing can stop me. No. 'Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Either way, I follow. No need to say. Where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell you good night. 'Cause I'll buy no matter what.
H-Town, Shreveport, Jersey, Greenville, South Carolina, Portland, Greensboro, New Orleans, Brooklyn, Newark in the house, LA. How do you call it? You gotta wait. Seattle, Beantown, NYC, Toronto, Korea, Fort Worth, Texas, Charlotte, VA. What's going on, people? Welcome back to what's quickly becoming a YouTube Monday through Friday night staple. Still don't know what I'm going to call the show, but we'll figure it out later on. We'll figure it out. Thank you to everybody who's come over. Moderators, make sure you're on the lookout. We're going to have new people coming to the show, new people coming to the platform, because if you have been sleeping, yesterday I happened to go viral on WorldStar. What happened? Going viral on WorldStar. And there's a lot more people coming to the channel, platforms, and things like that than ever before. And everybody is welcome. Here are the things. I expect people coming over here for the first time to see things that they normally haven't seen, and darn sure to hear things they normally haven't heard. So we got to give people a little time to kind of get used to the layout, the way things kind of happen over here. That being said, though, everybody needs to be polite. You don't have to necessarily like what I'm saying. Don't shoot the messenger. Just listen to the validity of the message. That's what we're going to test, the validity of the message. That's all we really want. Now, here's the thing. Am I coming through loud and clear? Coming through loud and clear. Good. Now, tonight we're going to get into a topic that is sure to cause some controversy. But it's something that needs to be discussed, in my humble opinion. And what is it? What should black women have to do to get a high value man? You know, it's been brought to my attention that several people have made response videos, and I mean, that's to be expected. Here's the thing, to anybody who makes a response video, just keep it professional, keep it cool, have your opinion, but your opinion does not trump scientific and or professional fact. You are, as a layperson, that's cool to think what you think, but I'm a professional image consultant. This is my business. And I don't just have my opinion. I have professional opinions. I have colleagues that we bounce this stuff off of. You have to stay current in your profession. So when I start speaking, I'm not just speaking from just my point of view, as many folks would have you think. As many people would have you think, that's just his opinion. No, it's not just his opinion. There are certain things that are objective, verifiable realities. And one of them is simply this. High value men have options. High value men can make requirements, and they do. So, hey, Crystalline, what's going on? Let me go ahead and now, Crystalline Carrison, the pink pill. I want to, if you want to, no, keep that down. All right, Crystalline, because I don't want you to end up getting timed out. You have moderator privileges just to make sure nobody messes with you. But please respect my channel. Unless somebody is being overly rude, let them kind of rock out. Here's the thing. Here are the offenses. Calling out other content creators is a no-no in my chat room. Foul language, B's and H's and all this other kind of stuff, I got it blocked at the platform level. If it slips through, the moderators know to pull the trigger. Look, man, over here, I'm dealing with the men who want to be in the top 10% of men and in the top 20% of women who want them. I'm not for everybody. Okay? And you don't beat anybody with an argument. You beat people with their work. So people are welcome to come over. Even people who may have dissenting views. Defeat the argument with your work, not with your words. So, when I open the show up, that's when the first part is a monologue. So let me get into this. All right, high value man. High value, like it or not, ladies and gentlemen, starts with money. You cannot be high value and homeless. High value, go back 3 or 4 weeks ago when I defined high value as a benchmark. You're looking at a man who's making at least $10,000 a month, who's been doing it for 5 years. 1 year, anybody can have a good year or two, but you have to have some longevity in this. 5 years, consistency. It needs to be verifiable. Other people need to be able to see what you're doing. It needs to come from legitimate sources. You can't be a D-boy or of the like and be high value. You may have money, but there's another component that goes around it. Men of high value men determine who high value men are. In order to be a high value man, you have to have a resource component. You have to have a work component. Then you also have to have a network component. Meaning you need to be around other high value men so they can vouch for you. High value men tend to get together in groups or clubs. They isolate and build up. And lastly, you need to be used. If you don't want to be, you don't find high value lone wolves. Why? Because they're not useful. Being used is a good thing because that means you're of use to the group. High value men tend to run in packs because one's gain is the group's gain. When men are working, doing what they're supposed to be doing, on their purpose, on their grind, surprisingly enough, women tend to shh and watch. They may not be sexually attracted to all the guys, but here's one thing. You don't hear the argument. See, when I said show your work, amazingly enough, the guys who started showing their work started getting less problems from women. They started getting more problems from men. That's a different broadcast. So that's what high value is. It's defined by the group. Defined by the group. Now, for people who have issues with that, not my problem. Oh, I got money. All right. But do you have the other things? We all know what this is. So, for a man to get to these kind of levels, you don't get there overnight. I don't count athletes, entertainers, and people like that in this group. I count the business group. I don't count people who, and it's no disrespect to them, but in the Black community in particular, we have far too many athletes and entertainers speaking for the business class. Should be the white collar and the blue collar, the Blake Henrys, the Blue Henrys, the Hit Squad. Henry, high earner, not rich yet. Brad Lee, Ahmed, Keith, and Enrique. But Keith Henry is the black guy who's a high earner, not rich yet, for the new people. Blue Henrys are my blue collar guys, where most of the money comes early on from the blue collar guys. Blue collar men can start their own businesses sooner, make more money, and employ more people. I'm not talking about a truck driver. I'm talking about a truck driver who's gone into getting a fleet of trucks and running a regional logistics firm. An HVAC technician who now has an entire HVAC concern to where right now during the summer, he's employing all kinds of staff and even contract people because he cannot handle the amount of work. The people who come looking for jobs at these kind of places, even the people who are the journeymen, it's the guy who has to go during the lean times who's the high value guy. Like it or not, you don't have to be the smartest. You have to have great people skills. Soft skills tend to determine a man's value. So let's get on into it. Why is this important? Because I spend time defining what my clients are. As a corporate and personal image consultant, a personal image consultant to one-on-one, and then a corporate image consultant when I go to work with companies on their personal brand or their human assets, aligning your talent with the company brand. In order to use an image consultant, be an image consultant, I don't have a tremendous amount of 19-year-old clients. One, they cannot afford me, more likely than not. Two, you have nothing to really go do even after you have what you believe is a great appearance. A man tends to be in his late 30s, 40s, 35 to 45. But 45 to 55 is a man's peak earning years. So for sake of argument today, we're going to just use 40 to 55, well, 40 to 60. I was going to use 35 to 55, but that's not fair. 40 to 60. See, if you go worldwide, people understand that it takes a man some time to get out there, make mistakes, build, fail, build better. They don't expect men to be able to be high value in their 20s. So it's not uncommon to see older men with women who are younger. But in our country, we know what it is. Hands off, her body, her choice, equality, Title IX. The social marketplace has been completely deregulated. So here we are. If you know me, I believe that men should pay for everything. I believe that men should lead with their wallet, and their wallet is their accomplishments. I think hypergamy is a good thing because guess what? I'm a competitive man. Your hypergamy will never exceed my ambition. I don't care how hypergamous a female is. And my clients and the guys I work with, roll with, and deal with tend to think like this. But here's the question. What should a black woman have to do to get a high value man? I have heard more often than anything else that a black woman shouldn't lose weight. She shouldn't do this. She shouldn't do that. She shouldn't do this. She shouldn't do that to get a man. She should just effectively be. So my question is, all right, instead of arguing back and forth, what should black women have to do? Now, in the description, I put a link to there's a paper here in Atlanta called the Atlanta Voice. And on November 15th of 2019, they wrote an article saying obesity among black women is outrageously high. Here's the link. We all know the stats. 4 out of 5 black women are overweight or obese. And of that 4 out of 5, 80% of that number is obese. The average black woman weighs more than the average black man at the same height. I'm not here to argue that. That's just the statistics. But I'm talking about that top 20% of women. The women who say, all right, I want to be a stay-at-home wife. I want a Henry because I want to be a Phoebe. Feminine, beautiful, inspirational. Men should be men should be confident, intelligent, and assertive. That's CIA. Confident, intelligent, and assertive in order to get the best out of life. Women should be feminine, beautiful, inspirational. Those women are the best kind of women to go with men who are confident, intelligent, and assertive. Now, there's a second level to CIA, competitive, intriguing, and aggressive. That's the men who decide, I don't want to just be a worker. I want to be an owner, a high-level manager, a director, a mid-level, high-level manager, an executive. Those are the men who want to separate themselves from the crowd. And then for the men who want to be masters of the universe, of all of them, they need to be the bag. Get the bag, secure the bag. These men need to become the bag. Bold, ambitious, and generous. That's when it really means to be high level. Competitive, intriguing, and aggressive, bold, ambitious, and generous. See, that generous part is important. Because you don't find many men who are high level, truly high level, masters of the universe, movers among men who are not generous. So let's take for sake of argument that these men do exist. And they exist as black men because they do. What should black women do? What should they have to do to get one of these men? Now let's talk about it. If you've gone to a PWI, a major college or university, you know it's not uncommon to hear women going to school to major in MRS. What does that mean? The first 2 years, they come pledge Delta, 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 live in the sorority house, have their fun. They put on their freshman 15, but by their junior year, they are locked on trying to find Brad, Lee, Ahmed, Keith, and Enrique. They are trying to get married before they graduate. These are the women who are getting married by age 23. If you're a college graduate and you went into corporate America, you saw woman after woman after woman, non-black, getting married by age 23, 25. But here's the difference. Just like the caller last night from age 22, the college grad in Houston, what are you doing? She was doing herself. This is the problem. Here's the disconnect. What should you have to do to get a high value black man? Because let's be real, hypergamy exists. You are making $80,000 a year, $65,000 a year. You want a man making at least what you're making plus 50%. That's on the average level. I say the average woman wants the average man to be making at least what she makes plus 50. So let's say she's making $30,000 a year, $15 an hour. She wants a man to be making $30,000 a year plus 50%. That's another $15,000. Why? Because you should be paying the bills. She doesn't want that responsibility. She's not built for it. Nor should she have to. But high value women, oh no. They want you to be making 2, 3 multiples more because, hey man, You're in the big leagues. So, what should black women have to do to get a man like this? Well, let me start with a few things. It has been said by brothers that black women, there are a group of black women, not all, but there are many black women who would be willing to go get a complete makeover for a non-black man. Okay? What does that mean? Well, I'll tell you what I've seen. I've seen women who are willing to go to either they were raised this way or either afterwards, etiquette classes, femininity training, wife school, cooking classes, coaches. What do I say? Therapist, personal trainer, image consultant, matchmaker. And you know what? When I say that to non-black women, they're sitting there taking notes. They're like, okay, right, all right. To get a high value man, to be able to be a stay-at-home wife and da-da-da-da-da. Oh, okay. So what I need, a therapist? Okay. A personal trainer? Well, I'm already in the gym 5 days a week, but I'll get a personal trainer. Image consultant? Yeah, I need to have an image consultant. Oh, okay. And a matchmaker? Great. When I say this to many black women, it's like, what? Yeah. You want a top man? Hey, what do you expect? Him just to take you as you are? Well, let me ask you. Let me make a statement, black women. This is going to hurt. Your looks, your weight, tell black men exactly what you think they deserve. Your looks, your weight tell black men exactly what you think they deserve. That's for any woman. The group tends to marry the group. 80% of the people in the group tend to be with that group. So look at any other group of women and their looks and their weight tell the men of the group, this is what I think you deserve. Because men are conquerors. Competitive men are conquerors. They want a challenge. And at the end of the day, a high value man, you are his prize, but he is the catch. Are you worthy? Are you a worthy prize? And if you think that straight off the lot, bone standard makes you a prize for a man who's had to make himself the best version of men, you are sadly mistaken. No other group of women think that they can just be a standard, bone stock, standard vehicle and qualify for an 800 credit cash buyer. Let's talk about it. In the last 5 years, you've seen more femininity influencers. What did I do 2 weeks ago? I said, go look up the art of femininity. And the entire first page on YouTube is black female femininity influencers. Let me see if I can still pull that up. I was shocked at how many black femininity influencers there were. And what did I say? Channels anywhere from 12,000 to 60,000 people. And I'm like, okay, get your money, do your thing. But where are the relationships? Where are the outcomes? Go and Google, go search it yourself. Because while you can go get additional femininity training, you need better relationship skills. Are you where you thought you'd be? Again, we've talked to many sisters who are quick to judge, quick to throw men out, quick to walk out. I understand all that, fine. But now we're talking about the big leagues. You understand that these men exist. They're out there. We've defined them. Are you ready for him? Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Are you ready for them? I asked this question. I'm going to put it in the chat room. And I don't have time to be looking in the chat room to go back and forth with people. So moderators, do your job, please. I'm on task. And how many people have heard of a service called Rent Agent? Rent Agent. Rent Agent is a service to where women can go online and select from a group of men to come in to do almost anything, to come install a ceiling fan, to go out with you on a date to a this or that. See, why? Because most black women don't think they should have to do anything to be ready for a man who's had to make himself high value. Think about the absurdity of this. A man has had to make himself the top 10%, top 5% of men, and you should just get him because you're you. Rent Agent. So I've had people say, Rent Agent has locations worldwide. New York, Miami, San Francisco, Chicago, Las Vegas, Austin, international, other cities. I had somebody, Obsidian actually asked me, he's like, hey, Kevin, you live in Atlanta. This would be a great idea. It is a corporate head down there. You got more corporate educated sisters, a lot of sisters down there with money moving and shaking. This would be great. And I said, nope, it'll never work. I said, why? You got sisters down here who got money and this. And I was like, yes. But unfortunately, far too many black women's ego would never let them go pay for a man to be an escort, to be this or be that. And he was like, well, why not? I mean, these non-black women, these white women, they're doing it all over the place. I'm like, yeah, but they value their men. They value men. Black women, for the most part, think men should just be free. That men, matter of fact, that men should pay them. And let alone, even if a sister did say, I'll rent a gent to go to an event or something, she would be terrified that that other black women would find out because they would clown her. He was surprised. Well, I made a post on my group. And my group is a bunch of and I select everybody to get in my group. So there are no strags, no hostile. Ladies, would you use Rent Agent? Scenario. Ladies, would you use Rent Agent to attend an important event, or would you go solo? Understand, your attendance is required and your attendance is mandatory at an important event. Would you use Rent Agent or would you go solo? And no BS about taking your male friends. 71 comments. And not one black woman said they would. Some of them said, I wouldn't do that because I go solo. Because Keith might be there. And then when I'm with the guy, that might throw off my vibe. And I'm just sitting there listening. And when I'm sitting back and I'm sitting this, and that's a real time gauge of what black women, even the best of them, think about black men. Oh no, I go solo. Now, I said an important event. Well, your attendance is mandatory. That could be a company event. That could be let's say you're in a, whatever. And some of the responses were interesting. I feel weird going to a place where everybody's going to be booed up. I wouldn't go. Listen to what I'm saying. An event where your attendance is mandatory, and you're supposed to be in a group of high value of people who kind of think the same way, we should be a little bit more on the same page. I'll just not go. Okay, so you would make a no-show. And that's the difference. Becky made Renegent because they understand that going someplace with a man on your arm raises your visibility to other high value men. It gives you an opportunity to be seen. Black women, I ain't paying for no Negro. I ain't paying to pay to have a black man on my arm, please. What? And again, no harsh, ugly things are said, but here's the thing. What's the difference? And I said it in my group, ladies, tonight's going to be hard. Because what's the difference between Boom Shika, Keisha, Ratchet, and then higher class black women? The outcome is the same. Keisha wouldn't be invited to the event, but if she did, she'd go solo too. And even if your college educated Ivy League graduate self was invited and you had to go to the company function, you'd still be there by yourself instead of playing the game and doing it the way every other group of women. See, every other group of women realize they got to do something. They got to get ready. They got to be ready to catch their man. So tonight I want to know, what should black women have to do? Because 80% of black women are overweight. So the average black woman don't think that she should even have to be in shape for black men. Not my facts. Your looks and your weight tell the men of your group what you think they deserve. Now, you gonna get me some people who are on this divest, marry out, date out, and so forth, and I don't see an 80% out overweight or obesity rate. What's the difference? I mean, if it's just about love, it's just about relationships, why are black women willing to go give non-black men better? I've talked about how I saw a video, I can't find it, of a sister talking about that she was married to a white man and had a white dog, had a child, and yeah, no, I don't care nothing about swirling. I don't have a problem with him. Brad I'm not threatened by Brad. I beat Brad all day. I always have. Brad I don't fear Brad. But when I heard a woman say, you know what? In my late 40s or 50s, I realized that all the stuff I did to be married to this white man, and now I'm trying to teach my black daughter what she needs to do to get a man. And if I had just been willing to do this for a black man, I could have had a black family and not deal with these issues. When I heard a woman basically say, you know what? If I had just been willing to be feminine, beautiful, inspirational, cooperative, submissive, and give the black man exactly what I'm willing to give anybody else, I could have had a different outcome. I know this is going to be lightning. I know this is going to be tough, but I do want to hear what you think you should give black men. Because I've heard what you shouldn't do. What should you do? 3,800 people. I mean, come on. I'll shut this shit down. I'm not going to open up the call lines, no chat. If we don't get these likes up, man, anyway. Y'all playing with me. Get the likes up, man. Get them up. If you want the call line to come up next, you better get the likes up. I mean, I know people get in here, get excited. They saw the topic and they were like, ooh, this is going to be tight. No, we're not going to be cooking and roasting and insulting. I really want to know what black women feel like they should have to do to get what they want. That's what you say you want. These men exist. Go see what you can't turn around and do is get upset when they turn around and when he get on and move your ass for a white girl. See, what you can't do is get upset when he turn around and decide to marry out. That's what you can't do. See, shout out to Kris Jenner. Kris Jenner told her daughters, Chloe, you need to lose weight. You need to drop that weight. It's bad for the brand. And I saw a bunch of bleeding heart, left-leaning. Oh, that's so hard. She's fat shaming in this. Kris Jenner has 3 billionaire daughters. Knock it the French toast off. Oh, she's fat shaming. She's this. Okay, so where are all the women who are Lizzo size with $1 billion husbands? This is tight, ladies. Follow the money. What do black women, what do average black women or black women feel like they should have to do to get a high value black man? And the net of it tends to be what? Nada. Shouldn't have to do nothing. I should just have to be here. I should just have to be here. This is what I think you're worth, black man. Femininity classes for you? No. Cooking classes? No. Etiquette? No. Go learn anything about you? No. When Dr. Tiasan Johnson says in his Black Masculinity Studies college level course, some of the largest percentage of people enrolled in this class is non-black women because they want to learn about black culture because they like black men. What are you willing to put up, ladies? What are you willing to do? Are you willing to do anything? Therapist, personal trainer, image consultant, matchmaker. I've been asking, are you ready for him? Can he take you anywhere? Can you do anything with him? And have we heard, I have yet to hear really any women say they are really ready for what it is they say. Or it's like, well, I just want him. Well, how tall are you? 5'4"? How much you weigh? 260 pounds? Oh, no. See, I will say that I did somebody wrong for telling them you are too overweight for what you want. Okay, if I can't tell you as a professional image consultant, who can? Who can tell you? Let's get into it. Let's get into it because I know there are going to be some folks who are hot. But before we get into the hotness, you know what time it is. Before we get into the hotness, yeah, I don't want people to be getting up. Like I said, this is not intended to tick anybody off, but I don't think a lot of black women have ever thought that they should have to do anything to get a brother. I don't see it. I don't see the results. Like I said, the average black woman, the way she looks and her weight tells brothers what they believe you should get. Let's get it. Time to go to the call line. But before that, we got to get the donations up. Make it rain. Make it rain them like, come on. Come on, Brad.
todo el dinero. Solo un par de gente se lleva el botín entero. Funny, funny, pasa verdadero. Si tienen lo verde siempre llegará primero. Pero llegaremos antes o después. Solo a lo suyo, que Dios te la ve. Que por más que tarde lo veré caer. Somos más lo bueno y tenemos fe. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo fue. Money work.
I shouldn't have to do nothing to get one of these black men. They lucky to have me.
Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Yo digo las cosas como son. No quiero ninguna aceptación. Tampoco vengo a pedir perdón porque mis sentimientos se volvieron la canción. Yeah. No me vale mucho como tú me ves. Sabes, tú me llegas solo a los pies. Para mí ser grande es un interés. Ser un buen humano para mí es un deber. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo fue. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work.
Taco Bueno.
Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Corazón, de corazón. La plata no te hace ser feliz. Yeah, de corazón, de corazón. La plata no te hace ser feliz. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Yeah, 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 yeah. Money work. Money work. Money work. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Lunatic.
There we go, ladies. What should you do to have to get a high value man? What should you have to do to get a high value man? Huh? What should you have to do? Anything? Or should high value men just go through all this, become a master of the universe, get out here and compete, work 10, 12-hour days, fight, have to live, struggle, do everything else, and then he just come home. You know, he got to stay in shape. Wasn't it ironic that Lizzo was talking about, you know, she wanted a man. It's funny. I think it's funny how many of these women who are out of shape, no social etiquette, no social skills, no training to be a high value man's wife, don't want him to have kids, yet you think he should do what? Now, remember, when you get on the channel, I'll be nice to you if you're nice to me. You cannot overtalk the host. I need you to be off Bluetooth, off speakerphone. Okay? Off Bluetooth, off speakerphone. Off Bluetooth, off speakerphone. Speak directly to me.
Oh, hello.
Hold on. Hello.
Oh, hi.
Who's that? Rhonda?
This is, yes.
How are you?
I'm doing cool. How are you?
I am well. Did you ask to get on another show one day? Because here's another thing. Don't email me after the show. I have people coming in on the show. You're talking about, hey, I want to get on. The show's over. Okay. What should black women have to do to get a high value man, Ron?
What should black women do to get a high
What should they
value
have? No. What should they have to do?
What should they have to do exactly? So I was kind of listening to what you were saying a little bit earlier about a man like winning a prize, or he's done all this to become high value, so he wants to reflect that in various ways. So I guess women, I ain't gonna say what women should do. I'm gonna tell you what I probably would do. It's like,
No.
I
I want to know what women should have to do. See, you have a
If
hold on.
mhm,
Now, women have no problem saying what men should do.
right.
But when I ask what should women have to do to get with the kind of men they say they want, then all of a
Mhm.
sudden here comes the tap dancing.
Right.
Stop tap dancing.
Right.
Or do you think you should have to do a damn thing to get with a black man? I mean,
I don't feel that way at all.
honestly, I'm going to stop your spotlight, Crystalline. Okay, well, then go ahead and share what it is because it sounds like you don't think it's a doing thing.
No, I don't feel that way. I feel women should have to realize that if they want a high value man, they also have to be high value.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 38.
Do you want a high value man?
When you say high value, you mean like making 10,000 a month and all that?
Why all the
Um,
heavy breathing and sighing?
oh, I guess that's just how I am. I don't think I'm ready for that type of man who's in
I
that
asked
type
you
of
if that's what
category.
you want. I asked you if that's what you wanted.
Right now, no.
But ultimately, but so if, when okay, let's cut to the chase. See, that's one of the beautiful things I like
Okay.
to do. Women
Mhm.
like to play games. And
Mhm.
do you want a man to pay all of the bills?
No.
So you want to have to work the rest of your life to pay significant bills.
I want to own my own business, so yes. I don't care how rich my man is. I still want to.
All
I have
right.
my own career
All
goals.
right. Go ahead and go. You know what? I'm gonna do this. Um, I'll give you another shot at it because you're still not very being direct, and I'm sensing some deception. 38 years
Okay.
old, you should pretty much know what you want in this life. And I'm just asking on the topic, what do you think black women should have to do to get a high value man? Take you out of it. What should they have to do?
Mhm. They have to be high value
What
themselves,
does
and they
that
have to
mean?
do whatever they have to
What does that
do
mean?
to become
What does
high
that
value.
mean?
Work on every aspect to improve
Be
themselves
specific.
and better
Be
themselves.
specific. How's a woman's
Stay healthy.
how's a woman's value evaluated?
I feel like staying
How's
healthy,
a woman's value
staying
evaluated?
evaluated, looks,
How
morals.
about we just start with the basics? A weight.
Okay.
I mean, you act like, I mean, no offense, sis, but you act like you don't know what I'm talking about. You know, women are evaluated on their beauty, and a weight is a
Absolutely.
part of that. 80% of black women
Hmm.
are overweight or obese. Are you in that? Are you in the 20% that's in shape?
No.
Okay. Why?
I just let myself go.
There's a price to pay for that.
Absolutely.
And see, for me to say something like that, that sounds harsh to women. But I can
Hmm.
hear in your voice, ma'am, that you are not in shape.
Oh yeah, no, not at all.
Okay, so I had somebody talk about women shouldn't have to lose weight to get with a man. Well, all right, why not women start losing weight just for their own selves?
Well, I mean, if women have to go to school to become a certain profession, or if they have to do certain things to gain certain aspects in their life, I mean, why not lose weight to gain a man? You everything. If you want something in life, you have to do something to get it.
Okay, but I get it. I
So
get it. And
losing weight is one of the
I
things
get
to
it.
do.
So I
Why not?
asked you, do you want see black women have gotten to the point black women like yourself have gotten to the point to where you can't even be honest. I asked you, do you want a man
Hmm.
and all this other stuff and you and the reality is you sound like you know that you have gotten yourself into a position where it's not even realistic. But this doesn't change the
Hmm.
fact that that's what you want.
Right.
All right, we're gonna move on to the next caller. I got so many people in here. I'm going down. I'm going in order. Candace, you need to unmute yourself. Candace, unmute. I don't get it. I really don't get why so many of our sisters just cannot be honest and say, you know what? I just did. I was taught not to value black men. Black men. I was told that I could be this size, and black men would just take it. Hello.
Hello,
Hi, Candace. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
How old are you?
I'm 35.
Great. What should black women have to do to get a high value black man?
I think they should definitely be within their weight range. I think that they should also, take cooking lessons if necessary, and you also want to make sure that different
Are,
types of health
are
foods.
you
And
married or are you single?
I'm actually single. I'm divorced.
You're divorced? Did
Yes.
you do any of that stuff before you
You know, I was
before your marriage?
before my marriage. No, I didn't quite know about all of these different things. I wasn't overweight or anything, but just some of the things like etiquette I didn't know about. But I was never like really rude or anything of that nature. But yeah, some of these things I actually did not do. But as time has gone on, I've realized that they're very beneficial, not only to the man, but
Uh,
also yourself.
okay. So you have any children?
I do. I have a daughter, one
And
daughter.
why'd you and your husband split?
So we got married right out
Now,
of
now remember, I
high
got I
school.
got a lot of people. I just need to get to the meat of it.
Got it. We got married right out of high school, and I guess as time went on, he decided that he wanted to explore new things,
Who filed for
and we just kind
divorce?
of he did.
Okay. And you're 35.
Yes,
Do you hope to remarry?
I do.
Uh, well, depending on the kind of man you want, I hope you get an understanding of what it's going to take to get him after tonight's broadcast. Because for what I'm gathering from you, even when you got married early, you didn't. We haven't taught black women that they should have to do anything to be with a black man except be. So if that's the standard, then you can't be surprised when black women are getting men who are substandard. See, I'm about to tear the roof off because we've told the story one way that there ain't no good black men out here, and well, no, wait a minute, there are good black men out here. There are black men who are 51% are single and childless, 64% are in the middle class. So, what kind of reward is that to a man who's done these things? And sadly, black men and black women, even just from a standpoint of looks, are very far apart. So next up, we're going to go to. All right, go ahead, Crystalline. You can unmute yourself.
Hi, Kevin.
Hey, what's going on?
I'm so excited to talk to you. I've been watching from the clouds for a long time. You have such a classy show, and you're so respectful. And I am actually learning from you.
Really? What are you learning?
Yes, just how to set up a live stream so that it runs smoothly, how you set the mood, the music, the way that you present yourself, the way that you manage your callers. These are all things that I've just been noting and really appreciating.
So, well, thank you. And now, obviously, you come from the what's called the would you call it? What would you call it? Because they call it the swirl community, as far as I know. What would you call it?
Well, I think they
Well,
call it that because I wrote the book on it, and my book is called Swirling,
okay.
and so they're called swirlers. But it's a loose confederation. I have a little bit of a different meaning. If you want me to,
Well, how about this? Because I know that there are a lot of black men who have uh, harsh criticisms and critiques of yours. Uh,
absolutely.
I've watched some of your broadcasts. I don't have tend to have harsh criticisms. Now, I think that here's the thing.
Thank you.
Here's what I like to know. What should a woman have to do to get a high value man? I'll ask you
Okay.
that question. That's a question I think that would be fair to ask you.
Okay, I actually made a list while you were talking. So here's the thing: I absolutely agree that women, and since we're talking about Black women should be fit. I agree with you that the majority of Black women are overweight, and it's a problem. I've also come into roadblocks teaching my my followers about this and telling them about this, to the point where I've had to sort of back off from it.
Well,
There's
whoa, whoa,
a
whoa.
lot of Black
Let me
women.
be now. Now, for those who aren't familiar, I want to be clear. Are you saying you're getting pushback from women, even if they're talking about IR dating, about fitness?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, see, that's probably surprising to a lot of brothers.
Yeah. No, it is. I mean, and that's not to say that Black women who are interracially married aren't finding men to marry of other races when they are plus size. But I always tell people, you have more options when you are visually appealing, because men are visual. Um, I do have a list.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
you
I do, and actually, what I would like to do, because you're in the chat room on the show, I would like to have you come onto the show to maybe we can actually do an actual broadcast ourselves, because
I would love
there are
that.
people who would like to see us argue, and there are people
Mhm.
like, oh, I want to see him cook and I don't just kill people and do shit for no reason. So why don't we do
Right.
this? Instead of just having you in here, why don't I have you on? Let's coordinate and let's bring you on and do your own individual show. Could we do that?
I would absolutely love that, and it would be my absolute honor and pleasure to do so.
All right, we'll get that taken care of. All right, guys, we're gonna have Crystal and Carolyn on. We're gonna have our own show. I got 13 people in the call queue. Appreciate it,
But
Crystal.
Kevin,
Go ahead,
really
go ahead, go
quick,
ahead,
I'm
go
sorry
ahead.
to interrupt. I just want to go through the list
Go ahead.
really
I'm sorry.
quickly.
You're right. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I promise I'll be quick. So I agree with you that women should be fit, but they also need to know what femininity is. So there are 4 aspects of femininity. There is the courtesan, which is the sexy, sultry, sexual part of being feminine that make men go crazy. There is the Madonna, which is the spiritual part of femininity, where you are hopeful and that you are, you appreciate nature and that you are introspective. There is the Amazon, and the Amazon is the aspect of femininity that is the go-getter, that is the protects her young, that does what is necessary in times of high stress, because you can't be soft all the time. There'll be times that you will have to activate that Amazon part of yourself in order to solve a problem. And then there is the mother, and the mother obviously has to do with being the creator of life, and creator of life could be creator of a human being, creator of a concept, the creator of the home, whatever that is.
Okay.
So women need to know what femininity is and really try to tap into those 4 aspects. I also think that Black women need to know that they have options. Now, Kevin, you're in Atlanta and you're a very good-looking man. You're respectful. You are definitely high value. But what happens is that when Black women are on this myopic focus of trying to get the IBM, then there becomes an imbalance. And so what I teach Black women is that they should expand their options to all men, including Black men. And it has a twofold benefit in that you have more opportunities because you're fishing in different ponds, but also it changes your energy from an energy of scarcity and desperation to seeing what else is out there. Despite what other people think, I'm not pushing white men on anybody. I'm saying to expand your options. And the reason why I'm on this call with you right now is because of how I've actually observed you for many, many weeks. And so I know where you stand on things. And so I felt like this was a safe place for me. And I want to also say that thank you for granting me the wrench, because I know it was done to protect me, and I appreciate that. The next thing is to maximize her assets. So you're an image consultant. I am a style coach, which is pretty much the same thing. So whatever you're working with, you maximize it. You make sure you know your body type, your style personality, your best colors. Be well-mannered, understand the rules of etiquette and protocol. This is very, very important, because when you're talking about interacting with high-value men, you're going to be put in places where you are going to be observed by his friends and his colleagues, and you need to be poised. You need to feel comfortable and confident. And so I mean, that's basically it.
And we can get you back on to him, so you don't have to feel rushed. So
okay,
we can get you back on, but I want to make sure I heard it was the courtesan, the Madonna, the Amazon, and the mother.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's do this. Let's coordinate via email and try to get you on as soon as possible to follow with this show, because there is a difference, and I think what you have to bring to the table is important, because I do what I do, but I will never try to teach a woman femininity and all the other stuff. Completely out of my lane. But thanks for coming onto the show,
Okay,
and you're more than
thank you.
welcome. And you will still have your wrench in the chat room, because I know how people get down.
Okay, thank you so much, Kevin.
No problem.
Love
Bye
your
bye.
show.
Thanks, Crystalline.
Bye.
Let me make something clear, guys. I think you guys need to remember who I am. If you're a competitive man, nothing she said should interfere with you. If you're a singularly competitive man and you're a singularly competitive woman, I've said it at the end of the day, I want you to become the best version of yourself, and then make yourself available to all the people out here competitive. If your preference is to be with black people, then you should get the best black man, best black woman available to you. See, the problem comes in relationships where people feel like they're settling. And we have too much underachievement and too much mediocrity on both sides. So, yeah, we're going to have the broadcast. There will probably be some things we agree on, some things we don't agree on. Everybody will probably get everything they want to on the show. But here's the thing. You get nowhere in world without being able to hear opposing views, listen to somebody who you may feel is on the other side, and find some common ground. We don't have to agree on everything, but if you're talking about helping men become the best version of themselves, women becoming the best version of themselves, and getting overall better outcomes, I don't really see a downside with any of that. So next we go to Danielle. Yeah, I'm making it real clear. Yeah, I'm not going to be a paid assassin or a sniper. However, you know how it goes. If she was nice, I'll be nice. I didn't expect anything from her, anything other than that from her. Danielle, how are you?
Hi, Mr. Samuels. I'm good. How are you tonight?
I am good. What should black women have to do to get a high value man? What do you think they should have to do?
I believe that they should be the best version of themselves. I believe I agree with a lot of with what the previous person was saying. You need to maximize your own potential before you want to, come into like a union, especially if you're trying to have something serious, like something leading to marriage.
So when you say they should become
saying?
the best version of themselves,
Mhm.
men want to hear specifics. What does that mean?
Mhm. Well, being specific, and this is something that I am actively applying to myself. So, meaning you are, mentally healthy, that you're spiritually healthy, your relationships around you are healthy. Um, yes, being pretty definitely, you know,
That's number one.
adds a lot to the.
That's
Yeah,
number.
of course.
Let me just go ahead.
Okay,
Let me
yeah,
go ahead.
okay.
Okay, so
Okay,
we're
you're right.
talking about. So here's the standpoint I need you to come from. This is what, and
Yeah.
everybody in the chat room, I need you to understand this. You're trying to be purchased by a buyer.
Uh-huh.
The way you ride, the way the car sounds, the coolness of the air conditioner doesn't mean crap until he sees you on the lot and walks over to you. We just skip
Right.
that. Why do we skip that so much in the black community?
No, I believe you're right. I just didn't mention that because you mention that all the time. So I was like, okay, well, that's automatic.
No, it's not. So the thing it's not. It's not. And we need more women to acknowledge that it's not automatic. 4 out of 5 black women are overweight.
Yeah.
Now, would you fall in the 20% that is normal weight, or the 4 out of 5 that's overweight?
I am currently overweight, and that's what I mean by when I say I'm actively working towards.
And how old are you? Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I said, how old are you?
I'm 26.
Okay. So a 26-year-old woman,
Mhm.
I gotta understand how you allowed yourself to get in that 80%.
Of being overweight.
Mm-hmm. Because you have no
I
reason. You have no children.
I've been overweight since I was young.
Oh,
Yeah.
what do you mean? Did you have mom and dad raising you?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Let me. I gotta remember. I gotta be clear. Was your mom and dad married, and was your father in the house?
Yes, my dad left when I was 11, so they were together
Okay.
up until then.
All right. So when you were in school, did you go to a public school?
Yes, I did.
Was it an integrated school or was it predominantly black?
Um, New York, so it's integrated.
Right. So when you go to mixed public schools, there is you can tell that black women of a certain age and black and white women, they are two different sizes for the age.
Hmm.
I know you know. I know.
Right.
I've seen this. I lived in New York City.
Hmm.
See, what black men are trying to understand is everything that you were going to go out and say was all this nice stuff, but the first thing on the list that men demand, you don't have it. And men are having a hard time understanding why you know it's what they want and you will not
Right.
and you don't have it.
Right. And I agree with you, and that's why I say that's something that I'm actively working on now because I'm,
Okay.
like I said, I'm in a state of transformation of becoming my best self. So these are
Well, then
things
let
that
me not
I'm
make
learning
this
that
personal
I
to
really
you. Let me
didn't know
make this
before.
not personal to you then. All right. I can hear what you're saying, but let me give a sense of urgency. When you are 26, you are 1 year from
Danger zone!
it can't be in a state of. It needs to be your hair is on freaking fire and you need to be drinking water and eating celery and fasting or doing whatever you need to do to get down there for you and for the outcome you want. You don't have time. See, what you're saying, and I need people to hear when brothers hear women talk like that, it sounds like, well, I'll get there when I get there, but I'm just zenning out. And dudes are like, no. I can't turn off my masculinity. I can't just wait to get there. I got to get out here and put these 12 hours in and compete with the rest of the world to get out here and kill these lions and dinosaurs and dragons and shit. And I need a woman that's going to know that when I come home, I want to, yeah. That's what men need to hear from you, the high value ones, because they don't hear it. So the sense of urgency. Let me get on to the next caller. Um, um, I'm gonna Danny, Jazz.
Yes, hi.
Danny, let me get a call over to Danny, Jazz, Mariah, Nicole, Rachel. Okay, what's going on, Danny? What do black men need to? What do black women need to do to get a high value man?
This is interesting. I'm on your show. I just found out about it today. Two people sent it to me and said, "Oh, you are fat and you date high value men, so you need to get on the show." And
Okay.
so,
All
so
right, now
this is
I make note.
interesting.
Now understand something. Is that your picture?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, so somebody said you're fat and you need to get on the show.
Two people sent it to me who watch your
Okay,
show, and
so
they're both way smaller than I am, and I date high value men.
how old are
And
you?
I'm 27.
All right. First answer the question.
Okay, got you. So what do black women need to do? I think they need to invest in themselves. For me, what I do to attract men is I go to dinners, I go to charity events, I'm a part of a country club,
What
I
city are you in?
travel. I'm currently in a small town outside of Orlando, but I work virtually, so I travel so much
Okay,
for the job
and you're
I
20
do.
what?
I'm 27.
And when you say you date high value men, we're talking about men making what? Earning what?
So 200,000,
How long? And
$400,000.
have you had any of these guys propose to you?
No, none of them have
Have you ever had
proposed.
a high
And
value
some of
man?
that has been me, by the way.
Huh? No. Hold on. I want to be clear on what
Oh,
I'm
okay.
talking about. Have you ever
Okay,
had?
sure.
Okay, see, high value men who don't listen to what you say. They do what they're going to
Mhm.
do. So if a man wants to propose to you, he's going to go out and buy a ring and propose to you in public. Has that ever happened?
No, that has not happened.
So due respect, I'm not disputing whether or not the fact that you can date a high value man. That's not the point. The ultimate point is getting one to marry you and keep you.
And so your point is my weight is the reason why.
I can't speak specifically to your situation.
Oh, okay.
However, I can
was
say this.
definitely
Hold on.
okay.
Cause see,
This your show now.
I know. And see, I mean, your anecdotal experience that you can date a high value man, kudos. But it will be foolish of me to let women think that they can be you and get that outcome. And dating is not the end goal. The end goal is becoming a high value man's wife. See, a lot of things black women need to what black women need to understand is many black women are associating success with the ability to end up being on his side, having sex with him. But if you don't get the legally binding contract, if you're not his in case of emergency, if your name's not on the house, the insurance, and everything else, you have nothing except penis in a glass. It may make you feel good, but you can't do anything with it. High value men move in that way. They will kick it with a lot of people. Let me give you an example. You remember Ben Affleck was with Jennifer Lopez? Yeah. And people used to say, "Oh, Bennifer." And I said, they'll never get married. What do you mean they won't get married? It's like, there's no way that Boston white man is going to marry that Puerto Rican woman. When he decides to get married, his Boston self is going to marry a white woman because he has a brand. He's going to have kids. He's not going to have a Puerto Rican wife. He'll take her big fat, he'll have her big butt and all this. And guess what? Broke up with her, and what did he go get? Another Jennifer, white, thin, went on about his business. High value men will fetishize a lot of stuff. But when it's time to marry them, they get very specific.
Here's the thing. I don't disagree with that. I think a lot of the language, I guess,
Well, here's what I need to ask you. Would you tell black women that they should go out and how tall are you?
I'm 5'3".
How much do you weigh?
That's none of your business. I told you I was fat.
Oh, okay. We don't play that shit on my channel. You get your big fat ass on somewhere then. I don't deal with you big sassy ass broads.
Bitch, don't kill my vibe. Bitch, don't kill my vibe.
If you think you can get out here and be like Danny's big ass, go knock yourself out. But I would be remiss to try to tell you as an image consultant and as a person and a professional that you can be 5'3" and weigh so much that you don't even want to tell somebody how much you weigh and think you're going to get a man to marry you, a high value man. So you go ahead and go on back over and get your 2-piece or 3-piece or whatever you got coming from, Chick-fil-A or Popeyes. Carry your ass on over. Do you think she talked to Brad that way? Hell no. And go on ahead and get your slave fantasy out. You got your damn mind. I think you talking to me. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Harmony. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Now remember, I'll be nice to you if you're nice to me.
Okay.
All right.
I got
So
it.
what should black women have to do to get a high value husband? How about that?
So I agree with everything you said. Looks, I mean, FBI, you've already kind of taught us. If anyone's been listening to your show, they kind of already know what they have to do in order to get the high value man that you are speaking about. So everything that you said, plus, and I think this goes along with what you said already, is a self-reflection. I think that a lot of women, Black women in general, like you said, they just are not honest with ourselves, and we think like we're the ish, or we think, what we think is beautiful, it may not be what these high value men consider beautiful. Like you said, like though, you just have to understand what the kind of man you're looking for, what he's looking for, and make yourself in that category, so you can be
Jazz, I'm unmuting
competitive.
you, and I'm unmuting Mariah so we can get through some of these because we got quite a few. Harmony, I'm going to mute you for a second. Jazz, I need you to unmute. Kelsey, your microphone isn't on, but your camera is. Mariah, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm good. Jazz, I'm going to try to unmute you. What do you think Black women
Okay.
should have to do to get a high value husband?
I really think that above all things, you should show men respect if you're, I guess, trying to commit to a long-term relationship with them.
Your name is Mariah?
Yes.
How old are you?
I'm 18.
18. All right. And where are you from?
Georgia originally, but I live in Florida now.
Okay. At 18 years old, I think you should probably be listening to the conversation a little bit more than giving input, unless you're already married to a high value man.
No, just seeing the experiences of women around me.
Okay.
And
So I
their
think you would do
failures.
better to fall back and just kind of listen to the conversation. And then,
Okay.
are you Black?
I'm biracial.
Cool. Just fall back, listen to the conversation because there's going to be a lot of good information, I think. Thanks for calling
Okay,
in,
thank
though.
you. Yep.
Thanks. Yeah, I do the same thing when I talk high value when I regard men. You know, of a certain age, unless you're already there. Let's see. This person, Jazz, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I am well. So, what should Black women have to do to get a high value husband?
They need to change their mindset. They need to change how they actually think about
Think about who?
Men.
Okay.
You know, I'm a Black woman. I'm the eldest child. My dad has always been in my life, but from afar. I've built my whole career, blah blah blah, all of that typical stuff. And you know, it has made me aggressive, and that's not who I am naturally. You
So,
know.
are you
So
married right now?
no, I'm dating though.
Okay. How old are you?
28.
28.
Mhm.
Do you want to be married to a high value man?
Yes.
See, I'm going to do another show on the issues women like you were going to run into to try to get
Mhm.
a man, because I can hear it in your voice.
Mhm.
And damn, it's tripping out there. It's raining. Yeah. So let's start with number one. I'm gonna have a show on the strong women trying to, because there is hope. There is hope. I want you to know, but there's hope. But it's gonna require a lot. But starting from the looks component, are you on the 80% that's overweight or obese, or are you in the 20% that's?
I am actually overweight
Okay.
by like about 40 pounds, but I'm 6 feet tall as well. So it kind of,
So how much do you weigh?
I don't know. I weigh 240. No, I'm sorry, 238.
No,
238.
no. You say you're 40 pounds overweight?
Yeah, I mean,
No, ma'am.
honestly,
Listen, I
yeah.
need you to
But I've lost 26 pounds. Okay, I'm
listen.
listening. Okay.
I am 6'4"
Mm-hmm.
and 205 pounds. You are 100 pounds overweight.
100. Well, okay.
90 on a good day. The average woman should be 5'4", 120, 125 ish. You are 6
But
foot,
6 feet.
6 feet. So you gain you can go 5 pounds for every 2 inches.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're 5'4", 5'6", you could be what? 125. 5'6" to 5'8", you could be 130. 5'8" to 5'10", 135. 5'10" to 6 foot would put you where?
Well, actually, I was looking at the
140.
BMI. No,
140.
oh, that's I've never. No,
Okay, first off, understand something. What do you do for a living?
I'm a systems engineer.
Right, and I'm an image consultant and a chemical engineer with a
Yeah.
minor in chemistry and biology. Don't tell me that you know more than I do. Just listen. Because what are you going to gain from arguing with me? 240 pounds? You are the size of a damn linebacker.
Okay.
You don't think so? Go look up the average size.
Well,
Go look up the size of an average middle linebacker in the NFL. 6 foot,
hey,
240.
hey, I don't know.
I'm
But
telling
I
you,
was
I
gonna.
am telling you, 6 foot,
Okay.
240. And to say you're 40 pounds overweight and you're sitting here on to argue with me like, no, my body weight, my body mass. No, ma'am, that is ridiculous. It is too much.
Well, can I
No.
say something? Can I raise my hand? Okay.
Well, if you want,
Mhm.
okay, sure, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm currently looking at a BMI calendar, and according to,
Oh.
190 is, and that's what I was in high school. That is
BMI would say you're
ideally
what?
normal weight.
BMI would say you're what? BMI. You want to play this game? I got time for it today.
No,
I got
it's
time
not.
for it today. No,
It's
because
not that I'm not overweight.
see,
What I'm
and
saying is 140
honestly,
is
do you
peak.
listen? See, the fact that you're trying to overtalk me and you argue with me, what high value man would deal with this? I mean, seriously, I'm kind of joking, but
I don't know.
why would anybody with options choose this?
I don't know.
No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't. They wouldn't choose it at all. Your BMI is
140.
Excuse me. Your BMI, if you're 6 feet tall and 240,
Yes.
you're laughing. Remember, gentlemen,
Yes.
laughing is the tell. Your BMI at 6 feet, 240 is 32.3, 32.5. That is well in the obese range.
I agree.
And
100%.
see, instead of sitting back arguing with me, you should be listening and saying, what do I need to do? Obviously, you need a therapist because you're arguing with a damn professional image consultant. Like your opinion is going to change something.
It's not. These are facts, though. These are not my opinions. What I was trying to express.
Oh,
to
here
you,
we go with this bullshit.
Okay. Well, actually, okay.
Wow. Are y'all listening to this? Crystalline? This is what you have to deal with. This is what they think you deserve, black men. You're going to take my 6 foot, 240 pound ass, and I'm going to find whatever comic book that has stats in it that makes me feel better with my confirmation bias to cram down your throat. That's what I'm going to do. Because I can weigh as much as Lawrence Taylor and still be all right. That's what I should do. I can weigh as much as a damn linebacker, and you should take it. Well, let me show you what men want, ma'am. This is what high value men want. They want the woman in the blue, and you are the woman in the white. Hefty, hefty, hefty. And go sit here and argue with me. Then I'm wrong as the professional image consultant. This is why I don't work with women anymore, black women in particular. Shout out to Rebecca Lynn Pope. This is why she stopped working with you. Crystalline just said she gets the most pushback from black women about weight because let's get right down to it. The woman here does not want to have to go do the work. I'm going to go out and say it. She's likely very lazy. You may be driven in academics or your career, but you're lazy when it comes to your physical health. And if you honestly think, if you're a woman like this woman and thinks you're going to get a high value man, you and the other caller, good luck. I would love to see that movie. High value big chicks getting men. Woo, Jesus Christ. I knew we were gonna have some fun, but wow, I didn't know it was gonna be this crazy. So we're gonna go on to let's go ahead and get on down the path. Have you calmed down yet, Jazz? Have you got a Snickers yet?
Yes.
You know, Snickers tend to make you. I mean, seriously.
Snickers make you gain weight, right?
Well, shit, you ain't got much. I mean, what else? I mean, seriously though, man, why are you arguing? I'm really curious.
I'm really
why are
not.
you? Yeah, you are.
I'm not. Okay, I'm not trying to.
I mean, are you
really
offended?
I'm not. No, I'm here for the truth. That's why I called in. I really love your channel.
Okay. But at 6 foot 4'2", why do you think 180 or 90 pounds is okay?
Because that's the weight I was, I think in
How
high school,
much does the
170 was my lightest.
how much is the
Hmm?
how much is the what's the average height of the American male?
I want to say, was it like 5'10"?
5'9". What is his
Okay.
weight?
I'm actually not sure.
What do you think?
What do I think? Maybe probably around 240, 230, maybe 210, maybe 210, 190, depending on, yeah.
You think the average American man weighs
Hmm.
240 pounds? The average American man weighs 168 pounds. This is how
Oh,
crazy
wow.
this has gotten in Black America. To where
Hmm.
this woman actually thinks the normal weight of a 5'9", 5'10" man should be 230, 240. Ma'am, and
Yeah.
you need I always suggest therapy, but you're gonna have to
Okay.
get you need a realignment. Your therapy, personal trainer, matchmaker, image consultant.
All of 5.
But
Can I say something?
no, I got 14 other people to
Okay.
go to. There's no, I
All
mean,
right.
as far as your, ooh, no, that's just crazy. I can't even, I mean, just wow. Come on, what's your name? What's your name? UGO.
Hi, Mr. Samuels. My name is Ugochi.
How are you?
Short. I'm good, and you?
I'm well. What do you think the average black woman, what do you think black women should have to do to get a high value husband?
I believe that Black women should be beautiful, like stay fit, um, beautiful, smile, appealing, just attractive in general.
Mm-hmm.
I also believe that we have to be respectful to
Are
men
you
as well.
married?
I think. No, sir.
Okay. How tall are you?
I am 5'3".
Dress size?
Dress size a 11.
And how much did you weigh the last time you weighed yourself?
Last time I weighed myself, I was 198. So I am a little
You are
bit
not. No.
overweight.
So no. See, you're not a little bit overweight.
Oh,
You're not a little bit overweight. And you're not a dress size 11. 5'3". You should weigh 120 pounds, and you're 200 pounds. That is almost double your weight. I mean, this is.
I agree.
I mean, but
I
see,
agree.
but no, you may agree, but I am really concerned when I hear black women coming in and minimizing. I put that article in the description of the video for the Atlanta Voice for a reason. I'm not doing this to beat up or bash black women, but it is just the way you guys talk about being overweight so casually. You are 67% overweight. And you said a little bit.
I agree. I'm currently working on it because I know what you're saying is true. I'm also learning.
Okay,
I'm young. I'm 22. I'm
I
also
know,
still
but
learning about this.
22. Any children?
No, sir.
Okay. Black people, we have a crisis with our black women. Spelman College stopped money for all their college athletics and put it all into student health because the chancellor of the school realized that they had so many black women coming to school as freshmen who were morbidly obese. When I hear a 22-year-old woman who have effectively put yourself out of any realistic contention for having a husband, period. Talk about I'm working on it, and I don't hear any sense of urgency. First off, I didn't hear any reality. That should be first and top of mind. That's why I push back so much on that woman who's talking about you shouldn't be losing weight for no man. Well, you're not losing weight for yourself either. I mean, ladies, are y'all? I don't get it, man. I just don't. I don't get it. Young lady, I want to tell you, are you working with a
Yes,
personal
sir.
trainer?
No, sir, not at the moment.
Okay. Um, I don't want to appear to be coming down harsh on you or being, but
No, it's okay
no, it's
because
not. I have a show to run,
every
man. I have a show and the image and the brand. And look, I'm just gonna say, at your age, there's no excuse for a woman to be your age, your height, and almost 200 pounds. And it's troubling because all the things that come along with this, and I'm talking about high value. And the ironic thing is, did you go to college?
yes, sir.
Many women like you tend to go to college, tend to go on to have careers, tend to earn money, and then turn around and think you should be able to get a man on your academic or or income level, and you can't. So I'm going to suggest that you get a personal trainer.
Okay.
I'm gonna say the same thing: therapist, personal trainer, image consultant, and then matchmakers on down the line. You got to get yourself under control for yourself. That's about as far as I'm going to go with that one. Thank you for calling in, though.
Okay,
I need
no
to take
problem.
I
Thank
need
you.
to take a slight break, guys. Ladies, I'm going to get to everybody. Whew. How did we call in? Here's how we call in. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do in the chat room on the Zoom show, ladies. Who has a disagreement? There's a button that allows you to raise your hand. If you think I'm off or you have a disagreement with me, raise your hand in the chat room because I want to get to all of you, but I want to get to the people who think that I'm off or I'm missing something or something like that. Um, because just having a bunch of what's bothering me is I'm having a bunch of black women call in and say, well, yeah, we need to do this, we need to do that, we need to respect men. And you know what? A lot of you are saying that because you know you have allowed yourself to become physically unattractive. So, yes, you got to go to the next level. It's no different than black men saying high value ain't about money. It's because they're not in the area to compete. Ari, go ahead.
Hi, good evening, Kevin.
How are
Thank
you?
you so
Your
much.
first name is Ari?
Yes, it's Ariana.
Ariana. And how old are you?
I'm 25.
Okay, so what did I get? The question was what should black women have to do to get a high value husband? And I'm off somewhere. Where am I off?
So, yes, it's not that I have a disagreement, but I would say you're off as far as there's something I like to clarify that maybe, in other words, women would understand a little bit more clearly that we need to do to, pretty much compete for our Black kings out there.
Go ahead.
Um, so in my opinion, I completely understand why, you start with the dream team of having the therapist, personal trainer, and image consultant. Um, I want to explain to my fellow Black women why therapist is the number one priority and how that translates into what they can get out of that experience that's actually going to help them deal with things like their
Now wait a
physical.
minute. I say you need that first.
Yes.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, I don't think maybe some Black women understand why they need that first, maybe because they haven't had that experience with mental health
Okay.
professional.
Well, are you married?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Are you on the side? Are you on the 80% or the 20% as far as weight?
I'm on the 80% side.
Okay. Are you in therapy?
Yes, I am.
How long have you been in it?
I've been in therapy for about 3 years,
How old are
and
you?
I'm 25 years old.
Um, are you currently on any psychiatric medications or anything?
Anxiety medicine, yes.
Okay. Um, but after 3 years, is that under control?
Yes. And so that's my point. I think that pretty much being honest and keeping it short, I was BSing for the first 2 years of therapy. I wasn't ready to go there. And the thing that made a shift and made me start to take my life serious and start my weight loss journey and loving myself more was actually dealing with my daddy issues.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get to Danny as well, but there's some questions I would ask because at 3 years, at 25, that's Danny. What's going on? What did I get wrong?
Hey.
Hi.
Sorry, my internet went out earlier due to the storm.
Yeah. So I asked the question: what should Black women have to do to get a high value husband? What am I wrong about here?
I think a lot of emphasis is placed on, and I'm not saying that looks isn't important. That's not what I'm saying. Let me just clarify that. What I'm saying is that while high value men, first of all, not all high value
Okay,
men are
man.
attractive.
Okay, not all high value men are what?
Are
It
attractive.
doesn't matter. You don't get with a man because of what he looks like. You get with a man because of what he is.
Well, there has to be some type
No,
of
ma'am.
attraction.
No. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. You're how old?
26.
26. Are you married to a high value man?
No.
Okay. Have you ever been proposed to by a high value man?
No, dated.
It doesn't count. So what am I wrong about? Because I have plenty of high value clients, high value man myself, and I did just pull this out of my hand. You say it's not about looks, and it is, ma'am.
I'm not saying that it's not about looks. I'm just saying it's not all about
Yes,
looks.
it is. Yes, it is.
That's no.
Yes,
it's not.
it is. You want to know
There's
how?
more
You want to know how?
to
You
a
want to know? No,
person
no, no,
than
no.
looks.
Hey, you want to know? You want to know? Here's a simple test, Danny. Here's a simple test. Go to find any man who has $500 million or more. Go to find any man who has $10 million, $30 million more, and go see the kind of women he picks after he has the money. Is she overweight, obese, or unattractive? No.
Okay, that just says
That shows you
things
that
about
when
the
men
man.
it's it no see, and I'm glad you came in because here's the thing, ma'am, you're in the 80% that's overweight. Why? If you know high value men want women of a certain look, and especially if you've dated them, that means you've probably been in places that are high value. You go to Ruth Chris, American Cut. You go to any nice restaurant. Do you see women 300 pounds plus sitting across from a man? As the
Well,
norm,
I mean,
as the
no.
250
300 pounds is
pounds.
morbidly
Do you see
obese.
women who
Yeah,
do you see
that's
women?
morbidly obese.
Okay, do you see women that are normally way more than the man sitting across from men that are two top? When they're on an intimate date, one man and
For
one
one,
woman.
not all high.
Okay,
For
ma'am.
one, not
I asked you a
all high
direct
value
question.
men
I asked you a
are
direct
this.
question. Do you normally see women?
Right, but
Do you normally see
the
women? Do you
no, but the
normally see?
characteristics of
Do
your
this is why you big broads keep getting mad because you know it's true. And I will keep slapping this shit down because you can be a freaking fetish all you want to. It is about looks first. Now, if you're not going to be honest, there's no need to even talk. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. See, if you're not going to be honest, ma'am, if you're not going to be honest, first off, I need you to listen to one thing.
I'm listening.
I need you to understand one thing. You're not going to overtalk me on my show. I'll clown you.
Okay.
I will clown the shit out of you if you do that. I'm trying to be polite, but you're not going to overtalk me on my show. Are we clear on that?
Okay, I thought we were having a
No, we're
two-way
not having.
discussion.
No, all right, and if you try that again, I will clown you as well. See, gentlemen, the laugh is a tell. You may be a high value fetish. You may be able to get some high value penis, but you can't get a high value husband because she doesn't have a high value man's attitude. Listen, what man would deal with this coming home to this every day, much less have this be the mother of their children? Now, from your picture, is that a bull ring in your nose? Yeah, she muted herself.
I didn't mute myself.
Oh, okay. Well,
Kevin,
is that a bull ring in your nose?
You mean a septum
ring? Yeah, bull rings, what I call them. Is that septum pierce?
Yeah.
Okay. And okay. So honestly, are you in Atlanta?
No, I've never been to Atlanta.
Fine. What city are you in, or a region? I don't even need to know city.
I'm in Central Florida.
Central Florida. If you go to Miami and you go to one of the 4-star or 5-star restaurants in Miami, do you see women in there with septum rings who are 200 pounds plus sitting across from men as the norm?
I see all kinds of people
see disingenuous? So I will continue to do this. See, when you can't answer a question directly, that means you don't like the answer. So let's try this again. Do you see 200 plus pound women sitting over there with septum rings?
I mean, I guess if I was the person, but other than that, no.
That was pathetic.
No, you don't. Do you see women who tend to be way more than the men they're on a date with at these places? Do you see them getting out of Ferraris, Lamborghinis, big body Benzes, Bentleys? Are these the women that are normally getting out, especially when you're not dealing with black people, if you're dealing with other people? When you see a white man driving a higher end car, are you seeing an overweight white woman getting out of the car with him?
No.
Of course not.
For me personally, Kevin,
I'm sorry. Go ahead. You need to unmute. See, I try to be reasonable. You can go ahead and unmute yourself. I try to be reasonable, but when we continue to tell black women that you can look like anything and get a high value man, that hurts black women. When you think what you're doing is helpful and it's harmful. That's why we have 80% of our sisters are overweight and obese, because what you're trying to say.
No, I'm not saying that it's okay. And that's why I said that I'm actively working on my weight.
But what do you mean actively? You're 20 what?
I'm 26.
Why did you even get this size in the first place?
I told you earlier, I was heavier since I was younger.
And so here's what I'll tell to the parents. This is bullshit. You can go back and look at anybody's family album, and there were no kids that were this large. This is what happened when we had this welfare state come along. Fathers out of the houses in the neighborhoods. We've allowed the kids to sit and become obese.
You're right.
I know. And it hurts the black woman more than anything else. Because you're at the bottom.
Right.
Because you're at the bottom. And here's the thing: even if you say, well, fine, ain't no other group of men running to get overweight women of any group. So that's the problem. High value husbands, high value men come with beauty first. That's what it comes down to. And I cannot sit here and say that, it's about a woman's character. Listen and listen good. Listen and listen good. You have to look at what a man would pick after he is rich or wealthy to see what he really would want. That's the argument a lot of women tend to make. Well, I see lots of women who are unattractive or average looking. Yeah, but what did I say? If you want a man like that, you got to get with him early. But again, Far too often you hear black women say, I don't want no build-a-boo. I don't want no struggle love. I don't want no crusty or dusty or whatever. Okay, I hear you. If you don't want to get with the man when he's young and let him build, if potential is a bad word for you, cool. Got no problem with that. Then you're going over here to the ready-made high value men side. You better be ready to go. There is none of this, I'm working on myself, da 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 da. No, no, no. You cannot be over 21, over 18 and not ready. If you're over 18 and not ready, you're not ready. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to unmute Brittany. Let me see who's in here. Who's in here? I can't tell by the pictures. So Brittany, Diva Divine. Oh, that sounds like Diva Divine. Huh. That'll be interesting. Unmute. Diva Divine. Is that his first name? Diva?
No, this is that's my little screen name, but no, I was actually on. Oh,
go ahead.
I'm
Go
not
ahead.
echoing. Am I?
Go.
Okay. So yeah, I was actually on the first ranking video that you did. I was the one you told I needed some glasses.
Oh, okay.
So this is Davita.
Okay.
Hi, Kevin.
Okay. I've already spoken to you. I got to get to somebody else because I want to make sure I get them. But you can stay here. But I want to cycle through. Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. Brittany Lee.
Hi.
Jessica. Hi, Brittany Lee.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Question. Is it mean? So, what did I get wrong about this subject?
So most of the things you said were right. Yeah, like unfortunately, men are visuals. So
Wait.
for men,
hold on. Let me say this. Why do you say unfortunately?
Because some of the women, like, they might not agree with it, or it might make them like feel bad or feel more pressure to be whatever it is that they might not be able to be, but it is just like the reality.
So let me ask you: do you say, unfortunately, women are hypergamous?
Hypergamous. Can you just like?
Do you say unfortunately?
Do
you say unfortunately, women want men with resources and that have lots of stuff?
No, I don't think that's unfortunate. I mean, I'm just saying for women. I think for men it's fair to want.
Exactly. So we tend to say it's unfortunate that men are so shallow in wanting looks, but we don't say it's unfortunate that women want men with money and resources and a big old Johnson. See,
it's unfortunate for them. It's not unfortunate for the men. Like, if you work hard, I think you should get what you want.
Right.
So it's fair.
So we should stop saying unfortunately. That's all I'm saying. We should stop saying unfortunately, because that means there's something wrong with the men. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with men being visual and wanting beauty. That is 100% natural and normal, and we should value that.
Okay.
So, what do you think black women should do to get a high value husband?
Well, so speaking on the weight, like you said it numerous times, so I guess that's the first thing. You talk about therapy, and I think that's actually really important. Someone else touched on that, because not only is it good for you to realize maybe some of the pitfalls that you have to be a better woman, but also just like being happier in your own life. And I think when you're happy,
are you married?
Then you can make others happy. No.
Have you gone to therapy?
Yes.
How long were you in it?
I've been in therapy now since 2018, but I haven't gone to therapy in the last 6 months, but I'm starting again actually tomorrow. So.
Okay. See, I got to ask then. And you're how old?
I just turned 30 2 months ago.
Therapy is meant to be, there should be progress. So if you went in 2018 and you haven't gone in 6 months, let me not make this about you. Mm-hmm. Far too many black women go to therapy and therapy becomes their next addiction. Mm-hmm. You can have a therapy addiction. If you've been in therapy for over a year and you aren't, especially if you don't have any clinical things that you're actually taking medication for, if you don't have any real deep traumas, some women get in therapy and feel like that's their interaction. Meaning, Therapy should not be in place of a relationship. You need to be spinning the therapy plate, and then, oh, I got this other plate and this other plate. Because if they're at 30 years old, do you want to be married?
Yeah, well, so I went to therapy because I was in law school and I was diagnosed with something. So I had to like manage that while I was in school, and I stopped because of COVID and
Okay.
like work.
I mean, was it something that you needed to take maintenance medications for?
It was ADHD, just dealing with that and trying to like
That ain't nothing.
deal with school and
ADHD
studying.
ain't. I mean, I thought you were talking about bipolar schizophrenia. ADHD.
I
Look,
got-
see,
I
first
got-
of
I
all,
got-
you're okay.
I
Now I'm
got
about. Hold on. Let me go ahead and fire you. Let me fire you up real quick. You're in
No.
law school. You want?
I finished.
You want? Huh?
I finished law school.
Oh Lord.
Hadouken!
You one of the women I tell guys to avoid.
I'm actually very creative. I'm a very nice person.
Oh,
I'm
you're
not
very
those,
what?
like I don't
You said you're what?
creative. Like I have an A side and a B side.
Right.
So I'm a
right.
lawyer.
Right.
I'm smart.
But you also
I'm cool.
But you also have a masculine and argumentative side too. Because I mean, I have never met a black woman attorney or lawyer that was a feminine woman.
Well, I don't know. You should get to know me. You know.
No, I'll pass. No, I'll pass. No, why the fuck would I want those kind of problems in my life? In a Me Too environment, in a cancel culture, why would I want to deal with a black woman who's in therapy and an attorney? Hell no.
You said you should be in therapy. You told us to go to therapy.
But that's only a starting point. But are you?
I know,
but are you?
and I'm-
But
I
are
think
you?
I'm
But
making
see. But
progress.
see. Here's the other part.
I work out.
Oh, see. Stop.
I work
Stop.
out.
Stop. See the therapy. See, it's starting to show now. See, guys, what I do is I trigger them. And now it's starting to show. Because you can work out, you can be in therapy. But tell me about what happened when you took that etiquette class and that femininity class.
I actually taught an etiquette class at Spelman College.
I said, tell me what happened when you took it.
I took etiquette from my grandma. I did very well. I know to set a table, all that stuff. But I've taught etiquette classes. I have a I mentor women with my church. So
okay, and
I have those things.
And the
now.
femininity class.
I think I'm feminine. I mean, I might be a lawyer, but
no, ma'am. I'm gonna tell you right now. Tell you right now, ma'am. Femininity is not hard. It's soft. It's the yang to the yin. I mean, it's the yin to the yang. You're hard. Did you play the sorority?
I'm a little nervous.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. But you still. But see, if you were nervous, nervous women who are feminine and soft get quiet, and they demur. They don't fight back. What sorority did you pledge?
I didn't pledge.
Okay. See, feminine women who are real. See, that's why black women like yourself. I'm nervous. Okay. See, nervous women who are really scared. Oh my God, help the police. They start crying. When's the last time you cried?
I don't know. A few months ago.
When's the last time you cried because somebody really hurt your feelings? You cried in public, like a Becky.
Never.
Exactly, because you. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus, because black women are no, can't cry. No. That's why. Oh, this about to hurt. Y'all ready? This is why you won't beat Becky at her game. See, look at what happened when Becky goes Karen. What happened when Becky goes Karen? Oh my God, it's happening. You see white men coming charging. Oh my God, stop it. When did it? But when y'all don't go Karen, y'all go Hulk. Fuck you, nigga. You ain't gonna do. Yeah, I can set a table and shit, nigga. You know what's up? But I ain't gonna cry, nigga. Fuck that shit.
I don't curse, Kevin.
I am making a joke.
Never been in a fight.
I am making a
Never been in a
joke.
fight.
I'm making a joke, and the people in the audience.
I'm just trying to get help.
The people in the audience get it. Hard as nails, Molly like a mug. See, I would say, hold on. Go ahead and unmute yourself, because you were getting a little too triggered. See, you ever watch the show Insecure? Oh, now joking aside, the HBO show Insecure.
I've seen the first 2 seasons.
Okay, so Molly. She's an attorney, right?
Yeah.
Dark skin, thin. She looks the part. But there is nothing really feminine about her. And she has more issues with trying to maintain relationships with any man, much less a high value man. The femininity is what's missing. And unfortunately, femininity to so many black women, especially corporate professional black women, sounds like submission, because there are plenty of white women who are lawyers. There are plenty of non-black women who have the titles that black women have, the advanced degrees, who still find ways to be married and wives.
Can I just ask you this, Kevin? Because
Sure.
I do feel like I am a lawyer, and I feel like because I told you that, that's why when I go on dates or I meet guys, I don't really tell people that right away, because I feel
could
like
tell
I'm
in the
being
tone.
judged.
I could tell in the tone of your voice, man. My
Really?
job is to read people. And here's a trick. In my corporate career, I spent from age 25 to almost 45 selling primarily to attorneys and physicians, the two people who have the biggest egos and God complexes on the planet. I specialized in closing those groups. So do you often go to trial?
No, I don't practice. I actually don't even practice law. I haven't taken the bar yet.
Okay.
So I just graduated.
Well, okay. Like it or not, there is a stereotype that tends to be true. Wherever it is, here's the net of it. If you're an attorney, your hypergamy is going to want a man to have at least what you have.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's say you're a junior. Let's say you're a first year. How much would you make as a first year attorney?
I don't want to. That's not like, I already have a trajectory. I actually started work, and I'm not going down the path of a law firm. That's why I said I'm creative. I do music as well.
How much do you anticipate earning?
So the job that I have now, I'm making $84,000.
So the short answer is $84,000. So that means your hypergamy wants a man making at least $84,000 plus 50%. So
we're talking about high value men. So yes.
But the thing is, the hard question is, do they want you?
I mean, I guess you're saying what I lack is femininity, but I don't mind working on that.
But see, you're almost 30.
I am 30.
Okay. See, you should have been feminine at 16. And
I think I'm feminine, Kevin.
Okay, ma'am. See, again, this is what happens. I don't mind working on it as if it's optional. And this is standard. It should be the engine of the car. Femininity is not optional. Do you want a man who is optionally masculine?
I want to be feminine.
Do you want a man that's optional? Do you want a man who is optionally masculine?
No.
Then this whole thing. So if a man came up to you and said, "Hey, Brittany, masculinity, I don't mind working on that," you look at him like he is crazy.
If he was high value, I'd appreciate that. But yeah, you're right.
Shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. The black female pathology. And more so than anything, attorneys and really right brain women have a real problem with the need to be right. That's why she keeps correcting everything I say. She has to be right. Audience, do you think a high value man would want a woman that has to be right all the time? And then you said, I think I'm feminine. Okay. Well, if you think you're feminine, why would you have to work on it?
I can improve. There's always
no, ma'am.
I mean, I want to be more feminine. I know
I will use this as an object lesson.
Mm-hmm.
Women like this sister right here really think they're good to go. Think their issues are minor. I'm good. I'm an attorney. And really, that's what it should take. But then look down at the reality of your left ring finger and it's vacant. And 30 years old, in the danger zone, even if you found a high value man today, and he decided to take a shot and marry you, what? A year from now will be the soonest you can have your first kid? Come on, ma'am. You're going to be on the, if you, this is lining up to where if you don't honestly get a true evaluation of where you are, and to me, it sounds like, well, not to me, it sounds like you are really fighting this. Ma'am, you are hard.
What do you mean?
You're hard. There's a hardness about you. There's a hardness about the way you speak. What do you mean? The way you're speaking is going to turn a lot of high value guys off because there's a curtness, a coldness. You come across almost like a dude with a feminine voice. Your first instinct is to correct or attack. And the sad thing is,
how do I work on that?
well, the first thing you have to do is stop digging. Just like a heroin addict or a drug addict or an alcoholic, you got to admit you're powerless over this thing. You're powerless over your fuckery. You got to admit, I'm powerless over this bullshit. I can't even see it. Got to throw your hands up and then go to the people who can help you diagnose it and do what they tell you to do. But you're going to have to pay for that. You wouldn't pay for the undergrad. You wouldn't pay for the law school. You have to pay for the stuff. You're going to have to pay for what else you want, because here's the thing. You earn more than the average female, but the batteries that make a life go for a woman is a man. There is nothing a woman brings to this world that makes her fully functional by herself. A female's purpose on the planet is a man. And I don't care how accomplished you could be as a creative attorney, by age 40, you're going to start the biological urge to reproduce. I have friends who have argued before the Supreme Court, women who have gone ahead and done some of the extraordinary things to become mothers because that urge, and they could not get a husband. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. And if you don't get this under control, recognize it and start getting under control, if I can be honest, you'd be one of these women that fits that kind of eternal 7. You didn't pay for this session. I'm just giving you my honest.
No, I
I'm giving
appreciate
my honest.
that.
I'm giving you my honest assessment. But
I
here's the
appreciate
thing.
it.
And here's the thing. There'll be plenty of women who don't look like you, or who don't have your background. It'll be like, what a waste of cute. Because they got excuses. If you're not successful, you really got no excuses. So let me apply that pressure to you. There's no reason you can't be successful. So if you go down the path of not addressing the things, and 40 years old, you got nobody else to say, damn, that guy told me 10 years ago. Or if you look up, be like, God damn, I'm glad I decided I'm powerless over this shit. I threw my hands up and I went and looked for help and I did what the people told me to do. And life is, thank you, honey. Hey, baby, go in your room. Mommy be there in a minute. Pick which one you want. The cats and the girls trip and the random dick in Italy, or do you want your husband and some kids in a house? I mean, pick. Which one you want? Because Becky and them know what they want.
I'll go with the latter.
Well, there you go. Then you can't. Then I will say this. Then if you'll go with the latter, you cannot. Then life is a failure without your man. I said it. I meant it. And you can't have it without you. See, you can't have the latter without no man. Because see, if you decide, because you can't just be like, well, I'll go get a baby. That's still a failure. I know women right now who have kids, who have money to boot, who have kids, and you see a picture, it's their mama, them, and their test tube baby. Failure. For what they want. All right, I got to get up out of here. Thank you. Book a session.
All right, thanks, Kevin.
She can afford to book a session. Why don't these people book sessions, man? Yep. See, if I was a white dude, they'd book. See, but they don't pay black men for shit.
No.
Hey, I ain't paying no Negro for nothing. I'll just ask him this shit for free. Okay. Somebody asked something about weight. Hopefully get back to the circle. Apologies, Kevin. I'm muting myself. Who asked about the weight? I mean, it's 2020. Being overweight could cost you your job. Unfortunately, in this climate, yeah. Here's the thing, man. Ladies, being overweight, people don't accept or understand being overweight. They'll tolerate it, but they won't. They'll be like, there's no reason. Okay, Rachel, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Rye, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. Okay, Rachel first, then Rye.
Okay.
What did I get off about the subject?
I wouldn't say you got anything off on the subject. I was just gonna say that like the moment that I tuned in to the live, I think three things like immediately came to my head, and that would be the first one being I think black women should be fit. The second one would be feminine, and then the third one would actually be appreciative. I think appreciation goes a long way.
Yep, it certainly does. It certainly does. Rye, you muted yourself. I'm going to try to get through to everybody.
Sorry about that.
No problem. What did you want to add in on the subject?
I just really had a comment for the ladies. I just want to say that you have to be honest with yourself that you need a man, because if you convince yourself that you don't need a man, it's like you're kind of subconsciously telling yourself you don't have to do the things to get a high value man.
Yep, men have become optional with far too many of our sisters. So when you tell somebody they got to do something they don't feel like they need, that's true. Okay.
But I also understand, sorry, not to cut you off, but we have to unlearn a lot of what we've been taught. We have to understand that most of what we were taught about men in the first place, it was either a lie or it came from a woman with a flawed perspective.
Thank you. I'm going to do this independent reform show next. Jessica, what's up?
Hi, Kevin.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm well. What you got for me on this subject?
Well, like you said, of course, a woman needs to be on her game, fitness-wise and beauty-wise. But I think that's just that's basic level. That just gets your foot in the door. My mom, she always told me growing up, and right when I started dating my fiance, she said the one word that needs to be in your vocabulary is yes.
Yes.
Just yes.
Yes. Yep. Say yes to everything.
And that took me a long way. Because if you are truly with a man status or value, 10 times out of 10, he's not going to be leading you in some ridiculous way or really give you a reason to even say no. So aside from the looks, just say yes. You just have to give up that power that
they're gonna cuss at you in the chat room.
I know, and this is coming from my mom, and that's how she raised me, and I encountered this growing up. Comments from girls when I was in school, when I was saying things that when I was, fat shaming or
Nicole, I see you. I'm sorry. I
just saying a girl was unattractive.
Let me go ahead and cycle through. I appreciate it, Jessica. Nicole, what do you got for me on the topic?
Hi.
Thank you, Jessica.
So I think the outside of weight, which we have thoroughly discussed, and first, hi Kevin.
Hey,
nice to meet you. Hope you're doing well. I think touching on a subject you mentioned a few days ago is fathers' investment in their daughters. And I think taking it back to the root cause, what a lot of women need is exposure. What a lot of women want is a high value lifestyle, and they see their path of least resistance is going through a high value man. And when you ask, do women know what it is that they want when they want a high value man? What they really are saying is they want a high value lifestyle, but because they have not had that exposure from their parents, from their families, from their surroundings, they don't necessarily understand what that means.
Well, I agree. And that's why I'm trying to get so many women to understand that men are not magical tickets. They're people.
Correct. I believe touching on the one situation you brought up where the gentleman offered to take the woman to the country club, there's a lot of situations where a high value man doesn't want that first exposure to be with them. They expect when you walk into a room and sit down at the dinner table that you know how to butter your bread the proper way.
Right.
If you're at a banquet, that you know how to put the sugar in your tea the proper way.
Uh-oh, you about to
That
cuss
you
at folks.
expect to be served from the left and cleared from the
What
right.
you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? How do you
outcomes.
stir without making noise? Well, that's just one of them bougie things. Let me get on to the next people because it's getting late, Nicole.
Right.
Appreciate it.
Have a great night.
Antonia, there's no microphone on you, and Nasaria, I can't see, but Nicole, go ahead. So here's the thing. Go ahead, Nasira. What is that? How you pronounce your name? Nasiria?
Nasira.
Nasira.
Yes.
Okay, what did I get wrong on the topic?
Can you ask the question one more time?
I said, what did I get wrong?
Yes. When it comes to, a high value man, and I may correct me if I'm wrong, but it just seems like the way that I read the question, and I'm not sure if I'm reading it correctly, it just seems like, the question is asked, like, telling a woman she has to chase, like, a high value man. Is that what you're implying?
Yeah, you got to be, yes. Yeah, I'm going to say it, yeah. You got to be competitive. Yep, you got to chase what you want in this life. Yep, yes, ma'am, you got to be, yes, ma'am, whatever you want in this life, other people want it too. And you got to chase to get it. You got to be competitive.
I respectfully disagree.
Okay. Do you have a high value husband?
No, sir.
Okay. Did you go to college?
Yes.
Where'd you go to school?
I've gone to 2 colleges. The first one was Antelope Valley College, and then the other one was San Joaquin Valley College.
If you wanted to go to Princeton, could you have gone?
Yes.
Oh, you had the grades to get into Princeton. You had the grades to get in Princeton? You had the grades to get in Princeton? You had the grades to get in Princeton?
No, sir.
Did you have the letters of recommendation to get in Princeton?
No, sir.
Did you have the SAT scores to get into Princeton?
No, sir.
Then how could you have gone to Princeton?
When I was younger,
how could you have gone to
I
Princeton?
Had the opportunity
how could you have gone to Princeton if you could not meet the admission standards?
By making A's. By making A's.
No, ma'am.
Scoring.
No, ma'am. You could not have gone to Princeton. That's it. See, just because you want something doesn't mean you can get it. I asked you, you went to 2 schools I've never heard of. No offense. But everybody's heard of Princeton. And can everybody that wants to go to, does everybody who makes A's get into Princeton?
No, sir.
Okay, so what does it take to get into Princeton?
I don't know, sir.
Exactly. This is why you don't have a high value man. It takes being competitive amongst the best. And if you want a man who's competitive amongst the best, you got to be competitive. And yes, that's what it's called, being competitive. It's called chasing. Far too many black women like yourself think you just got to sit on your butt and the man's going to come and make magic for you. It ain't worked in your life that way.
I disagree with that. I don't believe in sitting on my butt to get.
Well, we're talking about high value men, and you got to be competitive for them. You got to chase them. If you don't think so, how do you get them? Tell the women how to get them. How do you get them?
Yeah, I just, wanted to get to that point. I feel that in order to get a high value man, you need to
how many
high value.
Do you know any high value men?
Do I know any high value men?
Do you know
yes,
you
sir,
personally know them? Like you personally know them, they personally know you. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you personally know them, they personally know you. You have their contact information. You interact with them, you dialogue with them, you socialize with them.
Yes, sir, I have.
Okay, so you're talking
Not
about
anymore.
Okay, so
I graduated, but
and how old are you?
I'm 30, sir.
Right. And what do you do for a living?
I'm an independent consultant.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a mother. You know, that's a
Okay. Well,
full-time job.
are you married?
No, sir, I'm
How
not.
many children do you have?
I have 2 sons, and the dad has the first custody of
You have
the
two
first son.
children?
I
You
have,
have two children?
yes, sir, I have 2 sons.
Are they both by
Yes,
the
and I
same
have
are they
custody
both
of
are
the,
they both are they both by the same man?
no, sir.
All right. And are either one of the men that are the father of your children high value men, doctors, lawyers, accountants, engineers?
No, sir.
Okay. So, ma'am, you don't know any high value men in your day to day life. The father of your children.
As far as
Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse
relationship-wise,
me,
that's
ma'am.
that's not
Excuse me,
true.
ma'am. The men you chose to bring life onto this planet,
Thank
the
you.
men you chose to breathe life onto this planet are not high value men. You don't work with any high value men. You don't know any high value men. So basically,
I've trained.
what you're going to do is tell women a bunch of BS fantasy. Ladies, women like this are your enemy. Never listen to a woman who had 2 children and was not even married tell you about what it takes to get a high value, competitive, or successful man. We have too much of this foolishness going on in the black community. She went to San Hotep College and gonna try to tell you that I could have gotten to Princeton because I wanted to. I went to Red, Black, and Green University. And I could get into Yale. Name don't even make sense. Nasa Rasa Rastin Pasta Pasta. Get off my phone talking that foolishness. Unsubscribe. And this is what's been told to black women. This is what's been communicated to black women over and over and over again. Yeah, you just be a queen. Value your womb so much to where you let 2 random dudes throw kids up in you. Go to San Joaquin River Phoenix College. What else did she say she went? To Awake Forest Community State. But see, all you need to do is be a high value woman. Do you know any high value men? No, sir. Because she trains high value men. That woman says she trains high value men. And understand something. Oh, I'm gonna go there. Let me say it. Yeah, I will. Who honestly believes this woman trains high value men? The fool. I mean, this is the level we've gotten to in the black community. Ladies, I'm not your enemy. And I don't judge why you want what you want. All I just tell you is if you want guys over here, the top 10, top 5%, they couldn't all get into Princeton. They had to do what they had to do with their University of Oklahoma or Texas degree. They had to become competitive with a guy who went to Stanford or Harvard with his alumni association. So when they beat the guys who went to Ivy League schools, they realized they had to do it the hard way. And are you an ample reward for that kind of, are you an ample reward for a man who does that kind of work? Are you that kind of prize? Again, Crystal Carrison came on and said that even in her side, she has so many black women fighting her against fitness. This is beyond me as an image consultant. This is to the point to where it sounds like many black women don't want to have to do nothing. You should take me as I am. And that's not going to work. It's simply not going to work, ladies. And you can't blame all the men. Can't blame the men. So let me read some of these super chats because I'm trying to go through some of it. Again, I'm not trying to be your enemy. And tomorrow night I'll have Alpha Male Strategies on the channel. If y'all think I'm tough, oh y'all gonna love. Oh boy, AMS. At least I'm trying to tell you what you can try to do to get a high value man. But y'all gonna, yeah. Here's what did Rebecca Lynn Pope say? Men are not women, and they're not your girlfriends. Men are gonna hurt your feelings all day long if you don't realize how men move. I can't. There are too many questions, guys. I can't see. Here's the net of it, though, man. If you are a high value man, you should have whatever demand you want and don't negotiate. And conversely, if you are a singularly competitive woman, a singularly competitive fit feminine woman, women like this don't have problems with men or women. So what we're really telling people is the reason you don't have manifested in your life what you say you want is because of your ego, stubbornness, unwilling to do what needs to be done. And look, if you want to fail, no one's going to stop you. If you want to succeed, no one should be able to stop you. Walk away with understanding this right now. Your looks and your weight tell the men of your race what you think they deserve. Your looks and your race tell the men of your race what you think they deserve. They also tell other men what you think they deserve. In short, your looks and your weight tell other men what you think they deserve. So when you walk out talking about you're going to date out and you're walking around with all that extra weight on you, and I'm trying to be as nice as I can about this. I've seen some really some very handsome looking women with some over the top makeup, with colored contacts, with crazy looking wigs. I mean, RuPaul like, talking about they're going to divest and going over to Brad. And I'm like, Brad is my homeboy. Brad does not want a drag queen. Shout out to Minister Jap. Men against transsexualized energy. We got to have this conversation too. We're going to talk about the strong independent woman syndrome. We're going to talk about the single mother stuff. We also got to talk about this, Black women. And I'm not trying to come from a hurtful place, but when I, as a man, I am being forced to double and triple take and look at Black women today just to make sure you're not a man. Swear on my grandmother's grave. I am not playing. I am not joking. I had someone I met and talked to today, first time online. We had to do a FaceTime, and I'm like, I need to verify you're a female. Cause some of you got some transformers out there that, I mean, if Obsidian Media Network shared a video with me of RuPaul talking about wear a suit. Wear a suit. And if you want to be treated seriously, taken seriously, you need to wear a suit. And I'm thinking about the irony of one of the most famous or notorious drag queens in the world talking about wear a suit. Okay?
The power you have in drag is available to you out of drag. Excuse me? For years I've said, you're born naked and the rest is drag. Meaning, everything you put on is, in essence, something...
I'll have to get to it. I don't want to go down this whole thing about... I'll do a better job of it. Anyway, when you got RuPaul a drag queen talking about wearing a suit, the power of a suit, being taken seriously. There's a reason you see me every night. Well, this is the way I dress, period. But I respect you. I respect all of the 3,000 people that have watched this show grow. I respect you to come on at a set time with a set format and do my best. You can come on, you can expect music to play, the song. There are times I don't feel like doing it, but I do my best to respect you and your attention. That you're tuning in to say, I want to hear what this guy had to say, even if I don't agree with some of the stuff. Even if he's off on this, I respect myself enough to respect you. Dressing well is a form of good manners. Looking well is a form of good manners. And think about how many people have poor manners. Poor manners. Think about when you've had a situation where you expected someone to have poor manners and speak to you poorly. Think about how surprised and shocked you were when you were met with proper manners and a smile. Completely mess your mind up. Black men, black women, average people, average folks would do better if they just cared about how they looked and respected the fact that I know as a hardworking man, you want a beautiful, feminine, inspirational, fit, cooperative, submissive woman. And as a woman, if you would stop fighting women on this, stop fighting the women who are trying to help you, stop fighting the men who are telling you what men want. You're not going to win this. You're not going to get men to say, I'll just take it. And when you got drag queens telling you how to dress black men, pay attention. All right. So, yeah, I'm telling you, man, I've been trying to, I'm not kidding, man. Some of this over the top makeup and eyelashes and all these different wigs and weaves, I'm like, go back to the movie I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. I mean, why do I tell you guys want women who look natural? You ain't gonna never ever find no video of me getting young bucked. And I need this. Nope. I need to see who you is. Nah, man. Yeah, there can be people that look at him. He look gay and he look at, yeah, okay, whatever. Leave your girl around me, see what happens. But I tell you what, black women, please stop with the over the top stuff. Classy, feminine, classic. Diane Carroll works. Understated. Less is more. Let's knock off the long Cupid doll eyelashes, the entire beat up face, these unkept lace fronts are the devil. Lace fronts are of the devil. When you're back here and you got this all down your head, I'm like, no. There was a young sister I was going to actually profile on my channel. She cut all her hair off and starting all over because she has 4C hair. See, black men, you need to this is where we can do better. Give black women who go more natural looking air cover. Just like if you want women to be more feminine, you want them to be pick-me's and all this other kind of stuff. When women start acting right and doing right, you got to give them women air cover because they're going to get savaged over there by the women. And they cannot get savaged over here by the men. At some point, people are going to have to stop fighting. Whether you want to marry a black man or whether you want to marry a black woman or whatever. I just want people happy. I could care less. I just don't want to see what we're seeing over in other countries, people dying alone. That's depressing, man. So let me get up out of here, man. We got the show about AMS with AMS tomorrow. Then we got the single mother stuff. We're cooking. We got stuff going on. Appreciate to all the Patreon. Shout out to all the moderators. Shout out to the CIA. the FBI, the Blue Henrys, the Blake Henrys, the Hit Squad. And until then, peace. We are, what is it? Hold on. Gone. I've heard to ask the questions about tattoos as well. I'm going to do it all in one show. Makeup, wigs, tattoos. Dear God.
In this moment, yes, I cannot say what's wrong or right. No, it's not hard to fool me. No, 'cause I'm addicted to the good life. Yes, lead the way.
Join me on Patreon, Monday, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time for exclusive Patreon live stream videos or Patreon only things you will only see there.
I follow to the edge of it all.
Join me on the frat room at IG for videos that you will see only on IG. I call it the frat room. When they're up, they're up. They're gone, they're gone. Or, oh my God, where's the Hit Squad? Go on back down there, girl. I don't need you yet. Email me your show ideas at info@bykevinsamuels.com or go there to bykevinsamuels.com to book your one-on-one private advice, interpersonal communication, coaching or career planning, or even better, your virtual consultation, rate me SMB thing. Also, I'm looking for editors. If you want to edit videos, I am taking in proposals. I am looking at samples or mock-ups or proofs of what you can do with the video content. Let me know via email. Send your proposal over there. This Saturday, I'll be on the Roommates Podcast. A lot of stuff going on over here, guys. Be a part of it. If you have music and would like to have your music played before, after, during the show, great. If you're creative and you're trying to get your channel, your business up, approach me with business. Don't approach me asking me, hey man, let's collaborate and do a video. You gotta have some value. You gotta bring value. You can't just ask for it. You gotta do it the business way. Thank you to everybody showing up tonight. Good night.